Okay, and we are live again. And hey, guys, let me ask you a quick question here. Have you ever had that beautiful moment when someone asks you a simple question in English? Something like, what do you do? And suddenly your brain just becomes a Windows computer from 2007. Yeah. Have you guys ever used, from what generation are you actually? Are you guys from a generation that you used Windows 95, Windows 97, Windows 2007? Because if your brain works as the old Windows, by the way, I don't use Windows myself. Yeah, uh, I am an Apple fan, so you would know like what I use actually, but it's old Windows is always loading, loading, loading. It never works. Yes. The only thing that comes out is, oh, yes, I am, how can I say, relax. You are not broken. Your English is not dead. Your brain is just doing too many jobs at the same time. And today, I want to talk about something very important, why you freeze in English. And I'm going to help you to understand why and how and what are these too many jobs that your brain is doing in order to make you unblock, yeah, speak English more confidently. And not just English. This is not only about English. This is about confidence, confident communication. Um, so yes, Nedma, I don't know if that's how I pronounce, but thanks a lot for the like, for the support. This definitely helps attract more people to this live. And by your like, other people can be reached and helped with this content. So thanks very much for liking Nedma. And let's go here. Here's the truth. Why you freeze in English? Well, the truth is, you don't freeze only because you don't know vocabulary. Many times, people freeze because of pressure, lack of clarity, and lack of communication confidence. And that's what we are going to fix today. We are going to fix this problem with pressure, lack of confidence, and lack of clarity, lack of communication confidence. The real problem here is, yeah, first of all, the real problem is most people think I need more vocabulary. Of course, vocabulary helps, grammar helps, pronunciation helps. But let me tell you something here. Sometimes you already know the words. You tell me, you know the words. You know work, you know company, you know meeting, you know problem, you know, I think, but when it's time to speak, your brain goes, no, 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 today we are closed. Like a store that shuts the doors when the customer is coming. You know that? Just got the number one viewer badge. Yes, you are the number one viewer, Najma. Thanks for the support again. That is definitely helping people um, reach, yeah, improve their communication through participating in this live. Yeah, it's like you know those signs, yeah, at the doors, as I mentioned, in a company, in a business. Sorry, we are unavailable due to emotional damage. Yes, the problem of communication is definitely emotional. That's why I always say freezing is not always a language problem. Freezing is sometimes, not always, but sometimes, and honestly, a lot of times, freezing is a pressure problem. When you are alone, you can think of a sentence. When you are watching Netflix, you understand. When you are reading, you feel very smart. Oh, I'm very smart. I can read in English. I can understand when I read in English. But when someone is looking at you, waiting for an answer, boom, your brain starts doing five things. Yeah. And it's actually a lot. You don't need to think about all these things. Alan, what are these five things? Ah, I need to answer. I need to be fast. I can't make mistakes. What's the word? How do I say this in English? Do I sound stupid? Why is this person looking at me? So a lot of people are even afraid when other people even look at them just because they don't want to speak English. They don't want to participate in English. Um, my friend, if you are watching this live, that's not conversation anymore. That is definitely CrossFit for the brain. You tell me, do you like CrossFit? Najma, the number one badge I hear in this life, it happened to me at the beginning of my learning English. Absolutely. And Najma, I'm going to tell you the truth. It happens to a lot of people, not only at the beginning of their learning processes in English, it happens to people even after they are advanced in English. I know a lot of people who have been my students who really freeze even after years of studying English because they don't have the right tool, they don't have the right direction, they don't have the right corrections to help them speak English. So many people are advanced, they know a lot of words, they know a lot of grammar, a lot of structure. Maybe with the teacher, absolutely, Nejma. Yes, absolutely. A lot of people, they know everything, almost everything. Yeah, they know a lot. With the teacher, perhaps they are confident, but in public, they freeze. They freeze in public. This happens a lot. And Isaiah's, thank you so much, yeah, for following. I'm sure my content can be of great value for you each and every day. So yes, Nejma, this happens with all levels of English. And from what you are telling me, you are not a basic student, a basic English learner anymore. So we are going from uh, English here with me. If you are following me, if you watch my content, it's not only you learn English, of course, you learn English, but my content is not only English, my content is English and confidence. Yeah, unblocking this confidence, breaking this freeze that you have with communication. It's not only learning English, it's learning how to use the English you already know. Because learning English is easy. Learning to use the English you know or you have, that's another story. That's a completely different story. Because again, many people know English, really know English, but they freeze. So what is the problem? And this is what I help you guys who follow me here fix. Now, imagine the traffic jam. Yeah, a lot of cars. Imagine your brain right now. Imagine your brain as a street. If you are good at imagining with your eyes open, that's fine. If you want to close your eyes, if you can close your eyes, please don't drive and close your eyes. But uh, imagine yourself speaking your first language right now, whatever that is. If that's Spanish, French, Italian, Portuguese, whatever language that is that you speak, Japanese, Chinese. Um, when you think, when you speak your first language, the traffic flows natural. But when you speak English, especially if it's under pressure in a meeting, maybe a presentation that you have to deliver in English, suddenly one car called vocabulary, a bus called grammar, a motorcycle called pronunciation, and a truck called fear, and one confused Uber driver called translation, everybody's trying to pass at the same time. Imagine that. Oops, I have a comment here. Let me see. Nejma, does he have psychological side? Absolutely, Nejma. It does. I strongly believe it does have a psychological side. And thanks again for liking the content because it does have psychological side because um, some people do have blocks or traumas from past experiences, regardless of being a past experience with English or not. Yeah, because some people, for example, some people they do have or they have had a bad experience, a traumatic experience uh, with their family, or, for example, maybe father, mother, brother, sister, always shut up. You're like, I don't want to hear your opinion or something like that. This type of behavior creates a trauma in your brain that every time you plan to, you can learn English and you say, my English is advanced, but I can't speak. I can't use my English. That is because a traumatic situation from your past could have led you to when you need to speak, you think people are going to judge you, people don't want to hear your opinion, and this is what happens. So, definitely has a psychological side. And we can go even deeper here, yeah, when it comes to mind blocks, because yes, it is a mind block, Nejma. I have another one here from YouTube, for instance, George. I'm having trouble with prepositions and sometimes I forget words. Perfect, George. That is it. Um, that is completely normal. And you shouldn't, I say this a lot in my social media here. George, what is the solution for this? A simple solution for this. You don't need to memorize things and you don't need to use the right preposition all the time. Always thinking blocks. And every time you practice, it's easier to memorize as you use it. For example, preposition. What is a common thing? I'm going to write for you guys here on YouTube because that's a YouTube question. But here, simple. Um, when we talk about your personal interest, you say, I'm interested in. Always. So don't think about, oh, what is the preposition now? Think about the structure, the block, and make it natural in your head. I'm interested in reading books. I'm interested in driving fast cars. I'm interested in riding motorcycles. I'm interested in learning English. In. Another one, focus. Every time you use focus, focused on. Every time you use focus, use on. Don't think about the preposition, think about the block. I'm focused on this project. Yeah. I even as a verb, I need to focus on the next step. Think of the prepositions as a block. You're talking about routine. At, especially when you talk about time, we use, I'm sorry, but clock time, we use preposition at. So you are talking about your routine. What time do you wake up? I wake up at 5 a.m. What time do you take a shower? I take a shower at 2 p.m. Um, when do you have English classes? I have English classes at 5 a.m. So we think about prepositions as a block, not as an individual thing. Don't think about preposition. Think about what is the word that goes with this word. Focus on, depends on, interested in. Okay, George? And forgetting words is totally normal. And this, you improve this by practicing, by using the language. You need to use the language every day, even if for 5 minutes, and you will start to remember the words. The words you don't use, you will not remember. Cool, George? Good, very good comment, very good question here. Um, and again, thanks a lot for the like, for the support here so far. And here, let me continue. So again, I gave you an example. If you speak your native language, your first language, traffic flows. When you speak English under pressure in a meeting, in a presentation, um, imagine the traffic, vocabulary car, grammar bus, pronunciation motorcycle, fear, especially of judgment, truck. It's a big one, yeah? And confused Uber driver, I don't know where to go, translation. I don't know where to go because I'm translating in my head. How do you not translate in your head? I'm saying this all the time. Blocks, same as I told George here. Blocks. Think about the structure as it is. When I say, what's your name? My name is, my name is Alan. My name is a block. You don't translate to say my name is. That's it. That's why you freeze. Not because you are incapable, because your brain has no system. Listen to this again. This is the system. Why does your brain freeze? Your brain freezes because, and not because you are incapable, your brain freezes because your brain has no system. When you don't have a system, you try to build the whole sentence perfectly before you speak. But real communication doesn't work like that. Confident speakers don't always have perfect sentences. They have control. They know how to start. That's the secret. You have to know how to start. What is the block you are going to use to start? And that's what I help you with through my social media, through my programs, yeah, inside my communities of people who speak English with me. And Najma is asking here, please, how to deal with phrasal verbs and their meanings. I still struggle with them. Najma, let me drink some water here. I love water. I recommend drink water. If you are watching this live, drink some water now. If you have access now to some clean, good water, please. It's very good. Najma's question, how to deal with phrasal verbs and their meanings. You struggle with them. Najma, very good question. And it's the same thing. Um, you deal with phrasal verbs by using them. There is no secret. It's cliche, yes, but you got to use them. Think of phrasal verbs as blocks. Example, workout. Everybody knows workout. Maybe not everybody, but a lot of people know workout, exercise. I work out every day. I work out in the morning. I work out in the evening. Oh, I never have energy to work out in the afternoon. Workout, phrasal verb, exercise. You remember, it's easy. Now, put up with. Put up with. Let me write here for you. Put up with. Can I? Here. Put up with. Let me pin it. Put up with. Oh, I don't know, put up with. Of course, it's not something you use on a daily basis. If it's something you start to use, you will remember, you will memorize. What is put up with? Put up with is basically to have patience with something, to be able to tolerate something, or not if it's negative. For example, um, let's say I have kids who are always making a mess, yeah, a fuss of things here. They join my life and they start talking to me, interrupting my my life here. It's okay. They are kids. I need to understand that they are kids and this happens. It can't happen for a long time, but it happens. So I have to put up with kids interrupting my life. I have to tolerate that. I have to put up with this. Now, some people would say, for example, I don't put up with corruption. I don't tolerate this. I don't agree with this. So you start to use, it becomes automatic. Yeah. So it's not about memorizing that. It's about receiving, Najma, the right direction and using it so you remember it in your job. If you work or if you study something, how do you remember things? By using them. If you have never done a job, you will never be able to do that job, especially um, efficiently. You can't do a job efficiently if you don't practice. That's why I bring people into a community where we practice these things and people receive the right directions, people receive the right corrections and ideas on how to use or memorize and practice these type of things. Now here, um, because again, real communication is not memorizing. Real communication is being able to control, being able to know how to start. This is the secret. Um, so don't wait for the perfect sentence, okay? A lot of students, and I say students because they are students, are people, they freeze because they are waiting for the perfect sentence. Don't wait for the perfect sentence. Confidence starts with the first clear sentence. So, again, let me teach you this. Instead of thinking, how do I say everything perfectly? This is the wrong thought. Don't think about saying things perfectly. I want you to think this here. Take notes, write this, take notes to sound more confident. What is the first clear idea I can say? Write this. Chico Alex has a handwriting in here. Yeah, the comment. So write this down. How to sound more confident. What is the first clear idea I can say? That changes everything. Because if the first idea is clear, everything else that comes after will start to flow. Let's say someone asks you, hey, you, let me get a name here. Jose, what do you think about your job? See, under pressure, you are not expecting. What do you think about your job? If you are nervous, oh my God, job, career, company, professional growth, opportunity, salary, pressure, LinkedIn, help me here. Yeah. The person will get desperate. The person will get nervous. And again, that is normal. But, however, that is not a reality uh, that we should keep to ourselves forever. That is something that we must change. And that these are the tools that I give you each and every day. As Felipe here is calling me Charles from Bronx, yes, UFC fighter. The difference between Charles and I, Felipe, is that I help people fight against their English communication fear. And Charles, he's a stage fight. He's a real fighter. Yeah. So yes, I look like him. Yeah. Thank you. I consider that a compliment. Yeah. He's a good-looking guy and a strong guy. So thanks, Felipe. Yes, I know this guy. I know Charles. Again, except that the difference is I I fight with people and I together. Yeah, we fight together to to beat up the fear that they have to communicate. So I have a different fight, but we are kind of, yeah, we have this similarity. Thanks, Felipe, for the comment. And um, now what's the difference between a confident speaker and a nervous speaker in that scenario? The confident speaker starts simple. Again, it's about simplicity. It is. Thanks, Felipe, saying thanks. Have a nice stream, bro. Thanks, bro. Thanks for the comment. Your participation is very important for me, for sure. And um, a confident speaker, start simple because it's about simplicity um, and not being complicated, being complex. What do you think about your job? I like my job, but it can be a bit stressful sometimes. Boom, you started. If you start, the next steps become easy because now your when you start simple, your brain has space to create new ideas and then continue. And then I say, oh, I like my job, but it can be stressful sometimes. And then you continue. Like the main challenge here is communication. And then your brain opens more space. And you say, sometimes I need to explain ideas clearly in meetings. See, you don't need to say everything in one sentence. You say one thing, you open the door, and then one clear sentence can open the next sentence and the next. You don't need to go for too long. A simple method you can use here is pause, choose, and speak. I have my moment. I have my break. Let me write this down. You, I'm writing this down here for you, but you write this down. Really, write this down. Simple method to be more confident and to be able to communicate with other people in any circumstance, in any situation. People think they need to go for it all the time. It is not true. Here is one part of the secret. The other part of the secret was in the beginning of this live, and I'll have more. Stay here because I will have more. But this is the next secret. Pause, choose what you are going to say, and speak. You have to speak. Don't freeze. Don't stop after you choose. Pause. Let me write here for my fellows here on YouTube as well. Pause, choose, and speak. This is the next secret. It's very simple. No, it's not sexy. It's not magical. Not learn English while sleeping and wake up speaking like Barack Obama. No, yeah, it's a real method. Do you think Barack Obama was born with that skill of speaking? Come on, man, it's practice. Pause, choose, speak. First, pause. Saying hello to some people here. What's up? Kawani, Karina, little J, little John, perhaps. Thanks for the like again. Yeah, the support, your like is very important for me. And remember, if you want a lecture, a TED talk, just listen. If you want a lesson, write down, take notes, interact, participate. Make sure you are writing down on your phone, on your computer, on your notebook. This is the real lesson. You need to be active, an active learner, not a passive learner. Don't just listen. Take notes, write down. First, pause. Again, confident to start. The pause. A pause is not a mistake. You see, I'm pausing. A pause. Thanks for the like, Anderson, Nejma. Thanks for the support. Here, a pause. Your participate. If you when you like my life, this for me is a sign that my content is being very valuable to you, and this is very important for me because I know that I'm going through the right direction. Yeah, and I'm doing the right thing, and I'm sharing. I am providing some important value for your lives, for your communication in English. Again, a pause is not a mistake. A pause is control. Native speakers, they pause all the time. How? They say, let me think. They pause. Let me think. Hmm, I did this in this life today. That's a good question. It's a way to pause. That's a good question, Edmund. That's a good question, Anderson. That's a good question, Philippi. Yeah, that's a good question. I'm thinking. I'm not just saying this. Of course, it literally is a good question. I'm not saying it's not a good question, but this moment, that's a good question. It's my moment to think. Actually, I'm thinking. Native speakers do this all the time. The way I see it, this is how you give yourself a moment, give yourself a pause. You don't need to silently pause. You can pause while speaking. The problem is that English learners think silence means failure. It doesn't. Silence can mean confidence. Yeah. A lot of people do say, yeah, like a lot of times inaction or even silence can mean more than 1,000 words. So, uh, hello, a lot of people joining us here. Um, so, choose. What is the second step? The second step here is choose. So, again, I was talking about um, pause, choose, and speak. Pause is clear. Now, choose. Choose one idea, not 5 ideas, one idea. If so, example here, if someone asks, why do you want to improve your English? Again, somebody asks you, why do you want to improve your English? Don't try to tell your full biography from birth until today. When I was a child, blah, blah. Come on, man. Start with one reason. I want to feel confident. I want to feel more confident at work. I want to feel more confident at work. Write down. I want to feel more confident at work. I want to feel more confident when I travel. I want to feel more confident at school. I want to feel more confident with my friends. Write down. Make sure you refer back to this every day. Now, yeah, good. Now, when you give yourself the first step, you have direction. That's why I'm saying write down so you can have the direction. Now, we speak. Speak one sentence, not a TED talk, like I'm saying. It's not a TED talk. This is a lesson for you. Yeah. A free lesson for you. So take notes. Yeah, write down. It's a lesson. Again, third step, speak. First step, pause. Breathe. First step. Second step, choose what you are going to say. Hello there. Third step, speak. Not a TED talk, one sentence. And after this one sentence, you build. And this is how you reduce pressure. You reduce pressure by building one sentence at a time. Now, let me give you some phrases here you can use when your brain starts freezing. Phrase number one for you is let me explain it simply. Let me, I'm going to write for here on YouTube. It's much easier for me here, but let me explain it simply. This sentence, let me explain it simply, is powerful because it gives you control. For example, let me explain it simply. I understand English, but I need more confidence to speak. Simple but powerful. Another example. The main point is, let me add this point here. The main point is, let me give you the example. The main point is, I need English for meetings. The main point is, now phrase number three here for you. What I mean is, I use that a lot of times. If you follow me here on my content, make sure you follow me. Yeah, if you are in this live until now, it's because something for you here is valuable. So make sure you follow me and you share this live with other people whom you think, yeah, click the button there to share. Share with those whom you think could benefit from this content. With people who need more confidence in communication. Yeah, what I mean is, this is great when your first sentence is messy, is disorganized. Example, I need English for my job. What I mean is, I need to communicate better with clients. I'm using that to introduce other idea. I need English for my job. What I mean is, I need to communicate better with clients. Let me give you another phrase. Phrase number four here for you. I'm still organizing my idea. I'm still organizing my idea. Now, is this weak? No, this isn't weak. This is honest and confident. You are not saying, oh, I'm sorry, my English is terrible. Please don't judge me. I'm just a poor little vocabulary potato. No, you say, I'm still organizing my idea. That sounds calm. It sounds mature. Yeah, it sounds like communication. Because again, there's a dog here. Communication is not communication is not perfection. Right? I'm clicking here and a lot of things are showing up. Well, if you need to improve your confidence in English, in communication, you are definitely in the right place right now. Well, um, here's the problem. Many people treat English like a performance, like a TED talk. Yeah, it's a performance. They think every sentence needs to be beautiful. Like, good evening, distinguished international citizens. Today, I shall present my humble perspective regarding the socio-economic implications of professional communication. Maybe you think, wow, that sounds beautiful. Yeah, but bro, come on. Let's be honest. Yeah. Someone just asked you, how was your weekend? You can go simple. It was good. I spent time with my family and I relaxed a little. That's English. That's communication. Again, how was your weekend? It was good. I spent some time with my family and I relaxed a little bit. I'm watching some of the soccer or football World Cup matches. That's English, that's communication. You don't need fireworks every time you open your mouth. You don't need that. Sometimes people don't need Shakespeare, they need to answer the question. That's all you need to communicate with confidence. You need to answer the question. Participate. Answer the live. Yeah, let me see your comment. Let me see your participation. Write down. This is a lesson. Write down the points that I'm sharing that you believe are key points because we learn by doing, not just by listening. It's not English should never or must never be passive in your life. Don't make English passive in your life. Now, here's my coaching question for you. Alan, are you a coach? Come on, man. Yeah, of course. I'm an English coach. What's the problem with that? Here is my coaching question for you. And not a question you need to answer here. Just think about it. Yeah, maybe even close your eyes and think about this question. Like, um, when you freeze in English, my question here for you, you can even write it down so you can think about it. When you freeze in English, what are you trying to protect? Question again. Write down this question. When you freeze in English, I need to ping this question. Let me write this question. This is super important. Again, write down. I'm writing for you. So you save this question for yourself. When you freeze in English, write this down. This is extremely important when it comes to confidence in communication in any language, all right? Not just English. What are you trying to protect? Here. When you freeze in English, write this down. When you freeze in English, what are you trying to protect? Are you trying to protect your image? Are you trying to avoid mistakes? Are you trying to sound intelligent? Are you, when you freeze in English, are you trying to not be judged? Because many times fear, yeah, fear is not English. The fear is identity. It's about your image. You don't want people to think I'm I'm not smart. I'm not professional. I'm not good enough. This is the problem. You don't want people to judge you because here's the truth. Yeah, your English does not need to be perfect for your ideas to have value. This is powerful. This is gold. Write this down. Your English does not need to be perfect for your ideas to have value. You can speak with mistakes and still be clear. I have helped a lot of people, countless people I have helped speak English, being able to sound confident even when making mistakes. Now, of course, they are mistakes that will not interfere with communication because we interfere with the message. Of course not. Do you speak your language, your mother language, perfectly all the time? Do you really believe your first language, everything that you speak in your first language, is perfect? Do you speak perfect grammar all the time? in your language, English or not English. That is not it. You can speak with mistakes and still be clear. You can pause and still be confident. You can forget a word. A lot of people here commented today, they forget words. You can forget a word and still continue. That's real fluency. And thanks, Ivan, for following me here today. Thanks for the like, Ivan. Participating, connecting, following, watching, taking notes, yeah, writing down. This is how we learn. Yeah, we need to learn to become active learners, not passive learners. Become an active learner. Participate, connect, interact, write down, action. That's real fluency. Okay. And of course, the mistakes, they will be corrected if you are in the right. I have communities of people who study with me, and I help them with the right corrections, with the right directions, so they achieve their goals in English. Pause. Water, I recommend. Be healthy. Thanks for the live. Ivan is saying here, really good. Yes. Yes, Ivan. Interaction. That's it. You must be stay active. And here, let me give you a powerful distinction here. Yeah. Vocabulary helps you say more. Again, vocabulary, you can write this down. This is really important too. Vocabulary does help you say more. Clarity helps people understand you. I'm going to repeat. Clarity helps people understand you. So you need vocabulary, you need clarity. Take down, write this down. And third one here, confidence helps you continue. Without confidence, you can't continue. So third one here, and also very important, confidence helps you continue. Most people only train vocabulary. They don't train clarity. They don't train pressure. They don't train how to recover when they make a mistake. And that's why they freeze. So from now on, don't only ask, how do I say this word in English? Don't say that. Don't ask that. From now on, from this moment, somebody said something. Oh, yeah. My goodness. Yeah. Unfortunately, we do have. Unfortunate people in this world who will never improve their communication. Yeah. Skills. Yeah. Well, anyway, you know the right moment to pause, you know the right moment to interact, and you are calm enough to react to any kind of situation, yeah, and to deal with any kind of situation with peace, yeah, with patience, and put up with these situations. Najma here earlier in the comment, she asked me about phrasal verbs. Yeah, so putting up with situations. I'm repeating that again, of course. Now, don't say from now on, from this moment on, don't say, how do I say this word in English? No, stop saying this. Say, what is the simplest, Write this down. Write it down. What is the simplest way to express this idea? Think to yourself. Don't think about how can I say no. What is the simplest way to express this idea? Because it's better to express an idea than to stay quiet. Um, that question can definitely change your speaking if you start thinking about it. Um, let's do a quick example here. Imagine someone asks you, and this is gold. Tell me about yourself. I pick up a person here and I say, Laercio, Kyle, Tony, tell me about yourself. Most people panic. Of course, not everybody's going to panic, but really, most people panic. Okay. Because this question is too open. It's not yes or no. Yes or no is easy, but tell me about yourself is too open. People panic. So don't start with your full life story. Tell me about yourself is not about your full life story. Think about a structure here. I'm giving you another structure. Write it down. I'm writing this as a comment here. Present, work, goal. Write this down. Pin this for a few seconds. Present, work, goal. For example, I'm from Brazil. I work with sales. Right now, I'm improving my English because I want to communicate better with international clients. It's simple, it's clear, it's professional. Now, another example. Why are you studying English? What do we use in a why question? Jose Neto, thank you so much for liking my content. Thank you for the interaction. I'm sure this content is bringing value for your life. Yeah, and in any language, literally. Now, guys, please remember this structure here. Write it down. It's become an active learner, not a passive learner. Write it down. I'm writing here for you. I'm giving you what I'm giving you here is gold. Let me ping this for a second. Consider this. Why are you studying English? Why? Why are you studying English? Think about reason, problem, and goal. Example. I'm studying English. I'm studying English because I need it for work. Reason. I'm studying English because I need it for work. Problem. My biggest problem is speaking under pressure. Reason, problem. Goal. My goal is to feel more confident in meetings. See? Reason, problem, goal. If you have this structure in mind, it's easier to think about the next step. Reason, problem, goal. Why are you learning English? Why? So you need a reason, you need a motive. I'm studying English because I need it for work. My biggest problem is speaking under pressure. My goal, if speaking under pressure is my problem, when are people under pressure? In what situations are people under pressure? People are under pressure under situations where they are in a work meeting because there are other people involved and they have this fear of being judged. Lohan, yeah. It's a pleasure to have you participating in this live with me. Um, yeah, my goal is to feel more confident in meetings. This is my goal because if my biggest problem is speaking under pressure, my goal is to feel more confident. So I don't fear being under pressure anymore. Yeah. Uh, nice to meet you. Yes, nice to meet you, Laurent. Appreciate your support. And I'm sure I'm sharing here, I'm bringing a lot of value for you and everybody present in this life. Well, beautiful. Not perfect, yeah, but clear. And again, I can't stress this enough. Clear beats complicated every single time. Something to write down. Write this down. Clear beats complicated every single time. If you want more content like this, make sure you follow me on social media. Yeah, because I do share these things all the time with people. And I do have a program to help people be more confident in their communication in English. I do have this. I do have a community of people who become confident and more confident each and every day, but it's only for people who are serious. I don't need everybody. I don't need quantity. I need quality. Only people who are serious about sounding more confident when they communicate in English participate enter my community. Now, here, the final idea for today. I've been here for long enough. Yeah, so the final idea here for today is you don't freeze in English because you are stupid. You don't freeze because you have no talent. You don't freeze because English is impossible. You freeze because your brain is under pressure and you haven't trained a system to speak with clarity. Remember, I have shared the system here for you. Remember to write this down because this week, don't try to speak faster. It's not about speaking fast. Try to speak clearer. Remember, clarity. Use this. I have written this down. You can find that somewhere in the comment here or YouTube if you are here watching me on YouTube or TikTok. Use this to speak clear. Pause. Choose what you are going to say and then speak. Why? Pause for control. 1 second. Okay. Pause for control. Choose one idea and then speak one clear sentence. Because remember, if you speak one, and you can write this down, speak one clear sentence. That's all you need. Because when you speak one clear sentence, the next clear sentence and the next clear sentence, the next clear sentence will come. That's how confidence start. Not with perfect English. Confidence starts with controlled English. And remember, confidence, that's another thing to save on your notes. Confidence in English is not speaking fast. Remember this, confidence in English is not speaking fast. Confidence in English is staying clear when you feel pressure. Again, confidence is staying clear when you feel pressure. That's the real game. Make sure, well, I hope this live has really brought great value for you. I'm sure it has. Um, and if you wanna have more content like this one, make sure you follow me And there are a lot of videos here on my social media that I post constantly because consistency is key for everything in this life. So if you want to have, if you want to improve your confidence, or if you know someone who need to improve their confidence in their communication skills, especially when it comes to English, yeah, through English, make sure you follow me and you share this with other people who need to hear that. Thank you so much for your time, Nejma. You being here this whole time. I appreciate that a lot. Yeah, and I'm sure I've brought a lot of value to you. And I hope that during this life you have become, and if you were not before, if you have become an active learner, not a passive learner. Thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, who is here, who has been here. And I hope to see you throughout my content in my next lives that I'll be doing. A lot of times I'll be back here. A lot of times, of course. Thank you so much for the support. You have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you. Cheers. Have a good one.